Oh, hey, have you ever had a little person come up to you, or maybe a niece or nephew or granddaughter, or even a child say to you, "Hey, remember when we were sisters and I was pretty and you were smart?" Oh, hey there, it's Laurie Lynnsee, and this is today's spooky story having to do with Laurie Lynnsee's life. And here's the story. This has to do with my oldest granddaughter, which you know, if you follow me, you've heard me tell stories about how she found the keys to my car that, those fancy fob keys that if you lose them, heaven forbid, you know, Lori Lindsay's husband gets really pissed if you lose something like that because, nobody has $300 you're just going to throw away. So, anyways, she helped me find my keys once, and they were in the garbage out at the curb, just hours away from it being picked up the following morning. Anyways, so this story, we're just sitting in their living room. We probably were, waiting for somebody to come home from work so we could go out for dinner. And I do remember my son was there, my husband was there, the kids were there. There was probably SpongeBob on the TV. I don't even remember. And the oldest little one says to me, "Grammy, do you remember when we were sisters and I was pretty and you were smart?" And I said, "No, I don't remember that. When did that happen, honey?" And her response was, "Oh, it happened a long time ago, before we were both born." "Oh, before we were both born. Well, that's interesting. So tell me about it." "Well, we used to fight a lot. We don't fight anymore. I like that we don't fight anymore." And I said, "Oh, I'm so glad we don't fight anymore either." And this conversation goes on, just simple conversation of a little girl telling me that we had a past life together. And does that kind of stuff happen to you? Now, I'm someone who believes in past lives, and I also believe that we go to a different dimension after we pass away. And we go to this different dimension and we, analyze our lives and think about the choices we made, and did we move from fear to love and all those good things, and what life lessons did we choose before going down to earth for this lifetime, and where did we advance on our life's purpose, our soul's purpose. I believe that. You might believe something else, and that's fine. So to me, it's not crazy or unusual to have your granddaughter start talking about past lives with you. Now, did she use the word past lives? No, she did not use those words. She said, when we were sisters, before you and I were born, a long, long time ago. So if kids come to you and they have stories that are similar to this, be like my mom. My mom said to me when I went to her and said, "There are ghosts in my closet, Mommy. There's ghosts under my bed. There's people that are around me all the time." And she said to me, "Laurie, tell them to go away, that they are not welcomed." My mom never said, "You're crazy. There's nothing there. I'm going to go look. Let's go look together. See, nothing is there." My mom supported me. She made it okay for me and accepted me for where I was at. She believed I was having these experiences because I was having these experiences. And how many kids do you know say, "I don't like going in the basement. There's spooky people down there. There's somebody that lives in my closet." Believe them, because their veil is super thin when they're young, up to about age 5. And then most people, the veil closes. I hope that doesn't happen for my granddaughter. It certainly didn't happen for me. And one of the things that made a difference for me is that I had a mother that said, "You tell them to go away." And what she really was saying was, you need to have boundaries with the spiritual world. And that's what I did. And to this day, you might have heard me say, well, scary things are veiled for me. I'm not going to accept too much scary. I can't watch scary movies, especially if they're supernatural. If they're supernatural, I usually say, that's not the way it is. But anyways, have you ever had a conversation with a little person about spiritualism and they are way beyond, or they have knowledge that they couldn't possibly have learned just hanging out at daycare or, kindergarten? So that's my spooky story for today. And remember, paranormal is normal, right? I wish you all love and light, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Oh, And just an FYI, I have a disease called CMT, and it makes it really hard for me to hold a phone in one hand. And you see what happens when I move? I don't have both my hands on the phone, so I shake. So just give me some grace. It's not that I'm on a roller coaster or driving in a car. It's that's the way my body works. That's just a side note, because I rewatched my video and saw how much it shaked, and I don't want to re-record it because it came out just the way I wanted.